It's the Massapequa Mustangs and the Farmingdale Hawks here at Mitchell Field. A championship on the line for the 11 and under division here at the Nassau County Youth Football League Championship Day. 6 games, 5 of them featuring the Massapequa Mustangs, but much like they did on the high school level, the Farmingdale Hawks will try and play the role of spoiler to the top-seeded Mustangs. Stars galore on both sides, everything on the line. I'm Gavin Shaw here with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Should be a fun one from Mitchell Field. We saw Massapequa take the 8 and under championship earlier in the day, and then we saw the Mustangs fall in the 9 and under to Belmore Merrick, and then in the 10 and under level, it was a hard-fought win for the East Rockaway Raiders over Massapequa. And a look at the Mustangs huddle here as we'll flip it to the Hawks side of things. Plenty of stars on this Hawks team. Braden Cloghesse, Dylan DeBlasi, Dominic Ippolita, Logan Tyler, Eric Bosque, Henry Lack, Vincent Papano. And then, man, this Massapequa team, similar. Plenty of talent in the starting lineup. Quarterback Dylan Dogmantis wearing number 7. Tight end Will Harding, number 10. And then defensively, up and down, it's been a lockdown unit, but Kieran Wieserick, certainly a name to know. 4 brothers, I think 5 actually, inside the Massapequa program at some level or recently graduated. So look at how these two sides got to this game. Massapequa, a hard-fought 19-9 win over Franklin Square, and Farmingdale dominant against the Raiders 28-7. As you see, Massapequa, the 1 seed, getting the regular season victory over Farmingdale. As we are about to get started here on the Varsity Media Sports Network as the teams get ready to meet at midfield. And it's such a testament to the youth programs in Massapequa that they were able to reach 5 of the 6 title games on the day. In fact, the lone championship game that they're not in is at the 13 and under level, and that's only because Massapequa didn't have a team this year at the 13 and under level. So the future very, very bright for football in Massapequa. Kevin Shippos on the high school side, we noted it a day ago, completely dominated by Farmingdale. Of course, it wasn't the Nassau County Championship game, a rebuilding year for Massapequa. All qualifiers apply, but I'm sure Coach Shippos will welcome the reinforcements over the next couple of years. It's a big size gap for Massapequa's captains. But the big boy in there is number 78 for Massapequa. Or, excuse me, number 74 for Massapequa, Michael Romano. As the Hawks captains get ready to make their way to midfield. Cool. These guys are just ready for high school football. You could see it right off the bat. The hype on both sidelines, the discipline from the captains, the camaraderie for both these teams. And maybe this is it's a recency bias thing, but you get the feeling that these kids are more ready than ever for high-level football the second they enter high school. And that's just because of the sophistication on the youth level and the competitiveness of the youth level. So we will take a quick break on the Varsity Media Sports Network. When we come back, it's Farmingdale and Massapequa for the 11 and under championship here at Mitchell Field.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. we offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tell.
So we're about to get started here at Mitchell Field. The coin toss. What a look. Best cameraman in the biz here. Massapequa winning the toss. The options off of it being presented to Christopher Normile. So Massapequa will receive to open the ball game. Captains shake hands, and we are just about ready to get underway. Massapequa in the black and gold, Farmingdale in the white and green. You got to figure many of the kids on this field were in attendance last night at Hofstra, where that Farmingdale team that, look, they got to win one more game, but will be in the conversation for the best in the long and illustrious history of football at the school. They watch Farmingdale completely run over and through and around the Massapequa Chiefs at the high school level. So a motivator for the Hawks saying, hey, that could be us next. And a little motivation for the Mustangs saying, hey, we got to set the tone against these Farmingdale guys and let them know that when we're in high school, it is going to be very different. You can feel the energy emanating off this field. These guys are ready to get going. Massapequa and Farmingdale starts right now on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It'll be number 22, Logan Tyler, to send it deep for the Hawks. Cold day here in New York, 37 degrees, probably feels closer to 30 with the wind on the field. We have seen run-heavy attacks, but maybe you get a little bit more of a passing game as you move up through the ages. So excellent return for Massapequa as they will take it past the 45 thanks to a serpentine run from Lucas Nappi. And let's get a look at the starting offense for Massapequa. It's Will Harding, Colin Temmie, Dylan Jogmantis, the quarterback, Jack Devlin, Tyler Sten, Michael Kornhaber, Jake Spina, Michael Christoforidis, Drew Hopwood, Jack Egan, and Ryan Milan Cantillo at tight end. So first play for the Mustangs is a run and about 4 yards on the give, as it was Kieran Wieserick. And now the Farmingdale defense. Braden Clohessy, Dominic Cloping, Nicholas Kopak, Aiden Frost, Cameron Kelly, Elijah Cintron, Dominic Ippoliti, Logan Tyler, Henry Lack, Vincent Pompino, and Eric Bosque. Does Frost play better on a cold day? We're about to find out. Second and medium for Massapequa, and a tackle in the backfield. Farmingdale all over it. Big number 31, Henry Lack, on the tackle. Henry Locke on the tackle. Though, ironically, even though his name is pronounced Locke, his nickname is the Loch Ness Monster. And teammates are fond of saying, let's lock it up. That makes sense. Big fan of gaming and also plays basketball and wrestles. And a sprint up the middle, well blocked for Massapequa. Cutting a swath through the Farmingdale defense. A big-time run for Kieran Wieserick. His older brother Ryan stars on defense for the Massapequa High School team. Kieran in the mix for the most talented brother in the group. We've already seen one of the younger Weezer boys on the day. Going to see another, I believe, in the 12 and under game. So give left side, and this time a wrap up in the backfield from Mr. Locke.
Again, he's a Wiesenhofer with about a 3-yard run. Up, short.
It was Weezerick again on the carry. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Massapequa at the 17. Quick give left side. And winding forward that time for Massapequa was again Kieran Weezerick getting the bulk of the load in the early going for the Mustangs. So it brings up a 3rd and 4 for Massapequa. Scoreless game, just under 3 minutes into this championship bout. A cut inside and an extra push for Massapequa. Will be right on the precipice of a first down for Kieran Weezerick and company. But instead a 4th and less than a yard. So charging off the sideline to get the play in is Dylan Dogmantis. Weezerick bounces off a tackle, and he'll have first down yardage. Kieran Weezerick.
That's a Massapequa first down.
Great balance, great persistence. A first down for Massapequa. Excuse me, that time it was Drew Hopwood, not Weezerick on the run. So another run for Massapequa, and this one on the precipice of a touchdown. It was Drew Hopwood again. So Hopwood finding some rhythm, some momentum against his Hawk side. 2nd and goal, inches away are the Mustangs. As this drive has taken 4.5 minutes and counting off the clock. Exactly how you drew it up if you were the Massapequa. Quick give, walking in, a stroll in the park, and 6 points for Drew Hopwood. Combination of Hopwood and Weezerick deadly for Massapequa on the opening possession of this ball game. Another look at it. Easy money that time for Drew Hopwood, and you got to look to the middle of that offensive line. Jake Spina, number 70, Colin Temmie, 87, Tyler Sten creating a big-time lane for Hopwood, and then holding ground at the tackles, Michael Kornhaber and Michael Christoforidis. 1-point conversion. Left side give. Weezerick, second effort. Was he in? You bet! 7-0 Massapequa. 5:17 to go in the first. Farmingdale looking for an answer when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
And Drew, 26, Kieran Wiesenhofer.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
So kicking it deep for Massapequa will be Will Harding, as Farmingdale will look for a response to the efficient drive for the Chiefs. Squib kick kept short and corralled for Farmingdale by Vincent Paponio. And let's take a look at Farmingdale's starting offense. Braden Cloghesse, Alfred Dennis, Carter Mauro, Gabriel Sapita, Ryan Lyons, Dylan DeBlasi, Dominic Ippoliti, two-way starter, Logan Tyler, Henry Locke, Vincent Pompanio, and Eric Bosk. And Farmingdale, or rather Massapequa, a little over-enthusiastic. They'll get called for the encroachment. So walk that ball up 5 yards, and that'll create a little positive momentum for Farmingdale. We've seen the Hawks offense again at the high school level set an all-time school record for scoring this year. So obviously the high school level they're called the Dillers, but certainly an inspiration to these young Hawks. Watching guys like Anthony Leachy and company, and Tommaso Ramos doing his best impression of Tommaso Ramos there is Henry Locke, a two-way powerhouse. The Loch Ness Monster. And now a look at Massapequa defensively. Colin Nolan, Drew Hopwood, Dom Tassone, Michael Kornhaber, Kieran Wieserick, Lucas Nappy, Chris Normile, Jack Devlin, Mateo Kuffner, Ryan Maloney, Cantillo, and Michael Christopheridis. So a balanced group for this Mustang side defensively. And the ball comes out, and Massapequa is on top of it. A fumble recovery for the Mustangs by Colin Nolan. Right place, right time for Nolan. And the Mustangs rushing attack that was so impressive on that opening drive will get to work. Let's see how the ball was lost. Seems like the snap was mishandled. Maybe it was the exchange, but I'm not quite sure that ball was ever possessed by Dylan DeBlasi. So Massapequa will restart with it and pick up 5 yards on a initial down scamper over to Kieran Wieserick. Jack Henry on the stop for Farmingdale. So it's a 2nd and 5 for Massapequa off the fumble, trying to take a 2-score lead. Wieserick, little bit past the line of scrimmage before he is stood out by the combination of Dominic Klopping and Henry Locke. So it'll be a 3rd and 1 for Massapequa. Third and 2 officially. Ball at the 48. Wieserick again, bullying his way forward.
Drew Hopwood carries.
Drew Hopwood that time, finishing the run with some power.
Tackle made by Elijah Cintron for Farmingdale.
Elijah Cintron corralling Hopwood that time. We're under 3.5 minutes to go in the first. You're watching the Nassau County Youth Football League 11 and under championship game here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, home of all your Nassau County Youth Football Championships. And all of them are today, the 12 and 13s. Coming up later, as there's another explosive run for Hopwood before he's thrown down by Ippoliti. Or that time, it was Wieserick. Two-headed monster really clicking for Massapequa. And again, you just keep going back to that offensive line. That time is the left side, Christopheridis, Tyler Sten, Colin Temmie, Jake Spida for Massapequa. And another 6 churned up by Wieserick for a Massapequa first down.
Logan Taylor.
Right side is Wieserick on 1st and 10. About 2 minutes to go in the first, little under now. Fake to Wieserick, and it was up the gut. Instead that time to Hopwood. Make it a 3rd and manageable, about 4 or 5 for Massapequa.
Handoff again to 22, Drew Hopwood. Stopping number 31, Henry Scott. Looks like it's a long 5 yards here.
And this time it's Wieserick battling hard in the hole. That'll be a 4th and 1. Ball's on the 21. This run-heavy attack for Massapequa. It's effective in that it gains a lot of yards, and it's effective in that it takes a lot of time off the clock. And it puts so much pressure on this Hawks offense to execute every time. First drive, they weren't able to. A fumble on the second play of scrimmage on the day. Wieserick bouncing off tackles. Second effort. I think he might have been just short. It's going to be a really close call from the officials. So that is a turnover on downs. Farmingdale able to get the stop. Understatement of the day to say that was a significant moment in this ball game. Massapequa running it down the Hawks' collective throats, and Farmingdale finds a way. A bunch formation for Farmingdale. And again, trouble handling the snap. Farmingdale able to recover, but those ball handling mistakes becoming an issue for the Hawks as they try to get their offense on track. And that'll wrap up quarter number 1 here at Mitchell Field. Mustang 7, Hawks 0. As Farmingdale will look to get their offense on track when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Second quarter getting underway. Game number 4 of the day of the Nassau County Youth Football League Championships. The 11 and unders championships won by Massapequa at the 8 and under level, by Belmore Merrick at the 9 and under level, and then in dominant fashion by East Rockaway at the 10 and under level. So carry to Locke, and Locke is met in the hole by a wave of Mustangs. And combination tackle that time by the two running backs, Kieran Wieserick and Drew Hopwood. We'll set up a 3rd and 13 after that botch snap on first down that wrapped up the first quarter. And you wonder if we see our first pass of the game for either side, with Farmingdale really backed up here. And running right side, quick move, but now corralled, was number 1 for Farmingdale, Braden Clawhessy. Or Clawhessy, excuse me. So a 4th and long, and it'll be interesting to see what the Hawks do here as Lucas Nappy got the crucial 3rd down stop. And despite being all the way backed up, Farmingdale not going to punt it away. Logan Tyler in the backfield. Double reverse. And I wonder if they were trying to throw that with blockers ahead. Massapequa said, that's fine. We'll attack from the other side. Michael Kornhaber charging in and tracking down Flo Hesse. Oh, man, that was well done by Kornhaber. So Massapequa will take over in about as good starting field position as you can have at the 12. Just under 3 minutes into the second quarter. It's to Wieserick. Wieserick wrapped up instantaneously. Nowhere to go. Ryan Gandel and Ryan Malone Cantillo
right in the backfield.
There for Farmingdale.
As Drew Hopwood got the ball, he was met right as he got the ball.
William Harding will charge off for Massapequa. Coming on is Dylan Doug Mantis, or he was already in, obviously, just getting the play call. Second and 10 as the clock ticks under 7.5 minutes until the break. Oh, little play action. First throw of the day. It's a wobbler, and it is caught. And running in for 6 for Massapequa is Lucas Nappy. Little trickeration. The Mustangs run the ball 13 straight times to open the game. Switch it up, and Dog Mantis was up to the challenge, connecting with Nappy for 6. See everyone on that Farmingdale defense biting, leaping grab in traffic for Nappy. How about that athletic ability? And in the vicinity, but unable to track him down, was Klopping. So 13-0 for Massapequa, looking to tack on an extra point. Again, the weather certainly makes it a bit more challenging to throw the football, but Dogmantis looking pretty good doing it there. Give up the middle, and Farmingdale is able to prevent the conversion. Big Mr. Locke in the middle, Henry Locke. Saves the point for Massapequa, or for Farmingdale, but they trail by 13 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and we want to hype you up with your individual highlight video. You can get it today if you email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. If you email today, you get 10% off, and it's worth having. You get to relive your athlete's season, his or her best plays of the year, with editing, effects, and music. If I had any discernible athletic ability, I would get one for myself as an adult. So I certainly advise everyone here today to check that out, lock it in, get your kid's highlight tape. It'll be a keepsake you'll have for a lifetime. And you know what? It's so good for them because let's fast forward. Year 2060, 2070, they're telling their grandkids, I was a pretty good football player back in the day. I won a youth league championship. And they're like, yeah, right. And like, whoop, check out my Varsity Media highlight tape. So it's good for you. It's good for your kid. So it's a classic win-win. As that ball skims out of play.
And on the kick, the ball goes out of bounds.
So it'll be Farmingdale ball at the 43-yard line. And Farmingdale down by 13 could certainly use the starting field position. And remember to subscribe on YouTube to Varsity Media. All you have to do is head to youtube.com/Varsity Media. Or, really simple, if you're watching right now, you just exit out of full screen, click the subscribe button under the video. You can also follow us on all forms of social media, Twitter, as long as it exists, Instagram, and Facebook. So 7:07 to go in the second. 1st and 10 for Farmingdale. As they fumbled on their first drive and turned it over on downs on the second. The salty Massapequa defense getting the better of that battle so far. It'll be interesting to see if they try and get the ball back to Henry Locke, who touched it on the Hawks. First play from scrimmage of the day. Got about 6-7 yards on the run. Looked pretty good doing it. Look for talents like Dominic Ippoliti to clear away in the middle of the field. And fumbled again. Farmingdale diving right on top of it. That was risky. Looked like Dom Ippoliti on the recovery. But for the second straight possession, on the first possession they did fumble. Second possession, they had a botched snap on first down and recovered, and then they opened the third possession with the same scenario playing out. Three-back look for Farmingdale. Give to Locke. Locke rumbling forward. It takes 4 defenders to bring him down, including Jake Spina for Massapequa. So 3rd and 10. Farmingdale was just able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 from the 48. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. And great job that time from Dylan DeBlasi, able to bait the Massapequa front offsides.
And it looks like the umpires grabbed the ball and walking his 5 yards up there against Massapequa. Massapequa jumped early.
DeBlasi, nicknamed DJ. Fantastic young talent. Big fan of the Yankees, Cowboys, and the New York Knicks. Check out the Locked On Knicks podcast. His favorite subject is math. Hobbies include video games, skateboards, and snowmobiling. Man, I'm envious of a lot of these kids. The hobbies are just elite. So DeBlasi under center. 3rd and 5 for Farmingdale. They need to get one. Locke, the lead blocker, shaking a tackler, and now going down in a heap was Braden Clohessy. And a loss of 4 as a number of Mustangs got home, led by big Michael Kornhaber. Farmingdale going to have to get creative here on 4th and long. Weren't able to convert it last time out. Would expect him to either give the ball to Mr. Locke or try and run behind him. Belated handoff. Clohessy has a big hole. Clohessy's a first down and more. How about that burst from Braden Clohessy? Next level speed. His nickname is Clogs, and his name is pronounced, my mistake on this, it's Clogacy. Braden Clogacy with the big run. Favorite subject is PE. You can guess why. He's probably shaking dudes in PE. And a false start will push back the Hawks. Or excuse me, encroachment will push him forward. So Farmingdale finding a little momentum late in this first half with 3:51 to go. Winds are picking up here on the field. And a solid gain for Clogacy.
Stopped by Jake Devlin, Massapequa.
Jake Devlin on the tackle. Or Jack Devlin, excuse me. Final 3 minutes, second and 3 from the 31. And Clogacy leaning forward as he was wrapped up by Colin Nolan to make it a 3rd and 1. I wonder if they go back to Locke in this situation with his size on 3rd and very short. He's lined up right behind DeBlasi. Give is to Locke, pushing forward. Locke just able to rumble, barrel, punish his way to a first down.
Yep, there he is now. It's a first down.
And the chains will move.
Farmingdale first down. Number 31, Henry Zach.
And the Hawks giving the Mustangs a taste of their own medicine in terms of the time they're taking off the clock. Fake the toss to Cloghessy, and it's a give to Locke. Locke! Oh, man, stiff-armed a Massapequa defender into the dirt.
31.
And rumbled for 3 or 4 on the gain. And a timeout called for by Farmingdale, and another look at that vicious stiff arm for Henry Locke. He is a man at 11 years old. Farmingdale trails by 13 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
So Farmingdale trying to make this a one-possession game for the end of the second quarter. 1:45 on the clock, 2nd and 8. Quick toss for the Hawks. And not much room to maneuver for Cameron Kelly. He's stymied by Lucas Nappi that time around.
Tackled by number 30, Michael Christoforios.
And also in on the play, Michael Christoforitis, as the Massapequa Mustangs, the only team today to make all 5 D1 championships at the 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-old levels. In fact, the only other team to make multiple championships is Farmingdale, as they'll play in the 13 and under later today. But the future of this Massapequa program could not be much brighter, and you're seeing it on display now. You've seen it on display all day. You'll see it on display again at 3:30 as the Mustangs battle with Lynbrook, and then East Islip and Farmingdale to wrap up the day at 5:15 at the 13-year-old level. Final 94 seconds of the half. Farmingdale hoping to get on board behind a punishing run game. And it was Braden Clogacy who picked up that big 4th down. It's a crucial 3rd and 8 for the Hawks. Delayed give to Locke. Locke dragging defenders, flattening them as he falls. And it'll be a 4th and 4 for the Hawks.
Who got about 5 yards. He was tackled by number 3.
And it was Colin Nolan giving up his body to get that tackle. So another timeout taken, 1:15 to go in the half. We will step aside as well. Big time 4th down for the Hawks when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
So here we go, 4th and 4 for the Hawks. Clogacy fighting forward. He's going to be close to a 1st down, but possibly just short as Michael Romano and Colin Nolan got him on the tackle, but it is a 1st down for Farmingdale. As the clock ticks down and approaches a minute to go. Little misdirection, but Massapequa not buying it as Michael Kornhaber was there, in addition to Christoforitis. The Hawks, I believe, just have 1 timeout left, so trying to save it. And battling forward is Cameron Kelly. He'll take a tumble at the 15. So the Hawks are making progress, but running out of time. 24 seconds and ticking down left in this first half. They're going quick. Got to assume at this point they're out of timeout, so they probably would have used one. DeBlassie will spike it to set up 3rd and medium, and we haven't seen Farmingdale throw the football yet. It feels as if they will have to. 15 yards out. 13 seconds to go in the half. Logan Tyler coming in for Farmingdale. Quick snap direct to Tyler. Tyler right side. Tyler goes down inside the 10. 5 seconds on the clock, but the clock will stop for the first down. So they're going to have to spike it quick. And I don't know, was that a... I guess that constituted a spike. It looked as if Locke just batted the snap down. I think that ball possibly should have been live, but the officials called a spike. Oh, no, they don't. They said the clock continues to run. It hits 0, and that'll do it for half number 1. So a fantastic final drive for Farmingdale ends as the Hawks run out of time. And Massapequa, they say, hey, let's just get into the locker room. With a 13-0 lead, they will take it. Farmingdale looking for answers in the second half when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media. And there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there's a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines? This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know, from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit. Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules Sports Advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures. And it's okay to be rude and selfish.
You know, officials enforce rules, keep competitions fair, and make player safety a priority, allowing youth sports to be a valuable arena for growth.
If we can all just work together and be more empathetic to not just the officials, but everyone else in youth and high school sports, we can then preserve what many of us have embraced about athletics. And you and I know the benefits of sports, right? Let's spread that gratitude and be proud of what we can build and not blind to how it's being torn down. Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
Now that the season is ending, it's time to order a college recruiting video from Varsity Media. Our video will help save you thousands of dollars in college tuition and land a spot on the team. Our videos include a bio section, editing effects to help you stand out on the field, music, and a digital link to send to college coaches. And if you act today, we are offering 15% off when you mention this ad, good through Thanksgiving. Contact Varsity Media today at 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCASTs.
That's complete, first down and more. Touchdown Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Second half about to get underway. 11 and under championships here at the Nassau County Youth Football League. Title day, Super Bowl day, whatever you want to call it. It's a big day here at Mitchell Field. A 13-0 lead for the top-seeded Massapequa Mustangs over the second-seeded Farmingdale Hawks. Gavin Scholl here with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Farmingdale driving late in the first half, chance to make it a one-score game and just ran out of time. It was a common theme for Farmingdale in the first half, but it was a mishandled snap that it resulted in not being able to get the spike off, so the Hawks weren't able to get on the board quite yet. And Massapequa, to their credit, took advantage of multiple Farmingdale mistakes, driving the ball down the field between their hard-running duo of Drew Hopwood and Kieran Wieserick. It's not to say Farmingdale didn't do some really good things in the first half. I mean, they certainly found a rhythm in their running game, whether it was Braden Clogacy or Henry Locke. They got better and better as that first half went along, and if nothing else, that has to be encouraging. If you're a Farmingdale fan watching along or on that far sideline wearing white and green. And again, plenty more action to come on the Varsity Media Sports Network, as there are still two more games. The 12 and under championship between Massapequa and Lynbrook, and then the 13 and under edition, the finals, where East Islip will take on Farmingdale. So if you're watching at home and you're a fan of either of these teams, or you're just a fan of either of these areas, plenty of reason to watch with Massapequa and Farmingdale both represented throughout the rest of the day. And let's take one quick look at that upcoming schedule. Times are maybe a little bit ahead on here because we've been running late all day, but Lynbrook and Massapequa should start around 3:45, maybe 4 o'clock. East Islip, Farmingdale, probably around 5:30, 5:45. So Farmingdale will receive to start the second half, and man, that's where that last drive really comes back to bite them. Likely would have had an opportunity to tie the ball game, and instead we'll just have to hope to cut into this Mustangs advantage. So Will Harding kicks it and missed it on the kick. I was trying to find the football. It never moved. I thought it might have just been blown off the holder, but they'll say that was an official kick. So Farmingdale needed a break, and they got one as they get started on the Massapequa 40. And part of the difficulty for Farmingdale is that they have not thrown a pass, so that obviously made it quite difficult to preserve time at the tail end of the first half.
So we first and 10 from the 40-yard line, going in, Farmingdale's ball.
DeBlassie baited Massapequa offsides once in the first half, gets it to Clogacy. Clogacy flattened on the run. Big time stop for Massapequa by Colin Nolan, but let's see what the flag is. Looks like it'll be against Farmingdale. Clapping it up is Mateo Kuffner for Massapequa. He's hyped. the penalty occurring at the 40. A hold against Farmingdale will push them back to midfield and set up a 1st and 20.
So replay first down for the 50-yard line. It's 1st and 20. Farmingdale's ball.
DeBlasi fakes the toss, and instead it's straight up the middle to the big man, Henry Locke, punishing defenders, staying on his feet. It's going to take the whole team to bring him down. Henry Locke. What a run.
12 yards. Going to be 2nd and 9 from 48.
Going to look at the Massapequa sideline. So 2nd and 8 from the 38. As the handoff is to Locke again. And Locke loses the football. Got on top of it initially, but who has it? And it stays with Farmingdale. And, excuse me, that was a look at the 12 and under team coming in. So the final group of Massapequa Mustangs on the day, as they will compete with Lynbrook again. That game should start right around 4 p.m., depending on the run time of this one. Each team's been given about 10 minutes to warm up. Massapequa 1-2 in these title games on the day. They opened the day on a fantastic note, winning the 8 and under over Garden City, but then falling in the 9 and under and 10 and under. So looking to clear things up in the 11 and under. And this time Locke is mobbed and taken down by the combination of Christopheritis and Jake Spida.
Massapequa, Michael Kornhauser, and number 30, Michael Christopharius.
2nd and 11 with the ball on the 27, now on the 28. Feels as if the runs to Locke work better. There's a little misdirection involved. And Massapequa all over this one, swarming into the backfield. Leading the charges, Christopheritis again. Nowhere to go that time for Farmingdale. Brings up a 3rd and forever. Approximately 16 in this case. Quick give to Clogacy. Clogacy beating the initial line of defense, will not get past the next one. As Massapequa continues to swarm to the ball that time, Jake Spina, the first man there for the Mustangs. So 4th and about 17. The ball on the 35, Farmingdale. Going to have to get creative here. Expect some kind of misdirection. And they fake the reverse, and now attempting to escape outside is Logan Tyler. They call him locked in. Massapequa's locked in on his location. As Weiserick and Hopwood ensure that they'll get a chance on offense now. So a stop for Massapequa, and we'll take an opportunity to reset you with the starting lineups for Massapequa. Will Harding, Colin Temmie, Dylan Dogmantis, Michael Kornhaber, Tyler Sten, Jack Devlin, Jake Spina, Michael Christopheridis, Drew Hopwood, Jack Egan, Ryan Malone, Cantillo. And we did see Massapequa throw for one of their 2 touchdowns. The connection to Lucas Nappy off a really nice jump ball. And for Farmingdale defensively, we already told you about Braden Clogacy, Dominic Cloping, Nicholas Kopak, Aiden Frost, Cam Kelly, Elijah Cintrone, Dominic Ippoliti, Logan Tyler, Henry Locke, Eric Bosque, and Vincent Pompino. Pompino? Let's go with Pompino. Pompanio. That's my final answer. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Man in motion for Massapequa was Nappy. Flag on the play. That will likely nullify an excellent run for Hopwood. So a block in the back called against Massapequa. Illegal motion on Massapequa. So Massapequa will take a long walk back.
So on the run, it would have been a Massapequa first down. Now we're going to back them up 5 yards and replay the down. So it'll be 2nd and 15 from about the 25-yard line.
2nd and 15 for the Mustangs. Run right side, and that'll return Massapequa back to the original line of scrimmage and more, as it was Hopwood with a hop, skip, and a jump up the field. And an injured player for Farmingdale, so we will step aside as well. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
9 yards, where it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 5.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
Top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media, and there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there's a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines? This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit? Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials.
Dominic Ippoliti was the injured player down for the Hawks, helped off the field. Hopefully he is all good. A really talented lineman who's been playing tackle football since he was 5 years old for Farmingdale. And breaking into open space on the run, Drew Hopwood.
Hand off to Drew Hopwood.
First down yardage and more.
A long run. Mustang first down.
As the center of this Massapequa offensive line, we've called about it a number of times, we'll continue to. Jake Spina, Colin Temmie, Tyler Sten continue to create big-time lanes for Hopwood to run through, along with Kieran Wieserick. And here's Hopwood gaining steam as the second half goes along. Finally dragged down by Dominic Cloping and company. But man, oh man, that was well blocked for Massapequa.
First down was tackled by number 1, Brandon Clahedesi. And it's a big Massapequa first down to move the chains to keep the clock going.
The third quarter clock ticks under 3 minutes. Mustangs look to extend their advantage. 8, 9, 10 yards. Churned up for Hopwood again.
Carried by number 22, Drew Hopwood.
Stymied that time by Clogacy.
Logan Taylor.
Call him Clogs. Clogs up the opposing offense. Logan Taylor also in on the stop. Massapequa in no rush, up by 13. Hopwood, a big lane between the left guard and tackle. For he's finally pulled down by Alfred Dennis. That time the left side of the line for Massapequa doing work. Will Harding at tight end. Big Michael Kornhaber at tackle. Jake Spina at left guard. Clearing the way for Hopwood. And that might have been a touchdown-saving stop. You love the persistence there from Alfred Dennis, holding on for dear life, refusing to let go. And now a change of pace. Wieserick, first down yardage. Or, sorry, close to first down yardage. It'll be second about 5.
Second down.
90 seconds.
From about the 24-yard line.
And now under 80 seconds to go in this third quarter. And ripped down in the backfield that time was Wieserick, as Locke was all over it.
Where Cameron Kelly made the tackle.
Final 30 seconds of this third quarter. 3rd and 3 for Massapequa. They've been running this whole drive. Would be an interesting opportunity to go back to that play action. Again, Lucas Napoli, Lucas Nappy. He's a real target on the outside. Made that outstanding top of the arc of the ball catch for the touchdown in the first half. And Farmingdale called for encroachment, so be a free first down for Massapequa.
And that's a first down for the Massapequa Mustangs as the third quarter is about to come to an end.
And that will be it for quarter number 3. Massapequa, the 13-point lead, driving with the football, trying to lock up an 11-under championship. The fourth quarter starts in just a minute on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
That's complete, first down and more. Touchdown Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
10 minutes to go here at Mitchell Field as the Massapequa Mustangs huddle up, knowing they're oh so close to a championship. Just have to hold on, and they're looking for an insurance touchdown as we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home of all your Nassau County Youth Football League championship action. The 4th game of 6 on the day. 2 more to come. We'll let you know when those are being played, certainly before the end of this broadcast. Next one should start right around 4 o'clock. Maybe a little bit earlier the way this game's rolling around. Up the gut, through the car wash is Wieserick. Wieserick battling forward, falling forward. So a nice run for Wieserick. Massapequa, I mean, you could... We certainly couldn't hear the instruction up here, but I could take a pretty good guess at what it is. Take your time after every run. The clock is your friend. The closer it gets to 0, the closer we are to a title. Dog Mantis under center. They go back to Wieserick. Wieserick shut down. The ball is out. And it looks like Farmingdale has it. A recovery from Ryan Lyons. Or Henry Locke on the recovery. So Massapequa oh so close to putting this one to bed with a score. And instead, a fumble recovered for the Hawks. As Locke saw it available, put that big frame on the ball. And ensured no one else would have a chance at it. Gobbled up by the Loch Ness Monster. So Farmingdale trying to mount a comeback, and this will make a big difference. Running away is Locke down the field. He will not be caught. The Loch Ness Monster gobbling up the defense for 6. 92 yards for the big man, Henry Locke. And I was writing their obituary, but instead the Hawks are right back into this game, 13-6, pending the extra point attempt. And Locke, not just big, how about the long speed? Separating from Lucas Nappy, who is no slouch himself in the speed department as he charged down the field. That's about as good of a two-play sequence as you could have. A fumble recovery and then a 92-yard run for a touchdown. Oh, this is fascinating. An extra point attempt for Farmingdale. Extra point is up, and it's good. Off the right foot of Logan Tyler. He's locked in. Farmingdale's locked in. It's 13-8. So with another touchdown, they would take the lead. Massapequa will look for a response, but that was a highlight. And if you want your highlights to be organized by the best in the business, where else would you go but Varsity Media, the creators of the ultimate individual highlight videos to relive your athlete's season, his or her best plays of the year. With editing effects and music, all you have to do is contact Varsity Media by emailing jeff@varsitymedia.net, and you save 10% today. That's right, you save 10% on the day if you get it done. Look, if I'm the Locke family, I want that two-play sequence set in stone. Championship on the line. Your team is on the ropes. The kid forces a fumble, picks it up, and then on the next play, a 92-yard run, touchdown jolt. That's good stuff. Another look at it. Mr. Locke running away from the defense. .8:41 to go in the fourth. Massapequa has had little trouble moving the ball on the day, but Farmingdale confidence has to be buoyed now that they're on the board. Logan Tyler to send it for Farmingdale. And we've seen throughout the day, teams, especially in this cold, have had a bit of trouble handling the ball on kickoff. So could be a golden opportunity for Farmingdale to earn possession right back. As the wind picking up here at Mitchell Field, the ball skimpering off the tee. So popping over for a little assist for Farmingdale is Brandon Clogacy.
Repeat, if air horns are continue to be blown, the game will be forfeited.
Kick takes a bounce, and it's recovered by Massapequa on the run. That is tricky to do, but no issues with it for Kieran Wieserick. Again, one of many Wieserick brothers to come through this Mustangs program, perhaps the best of the group. Will play in our next game, though. Kieran Wieserick certainly making a case right now. Older brother Ryan, again, starring for Massapequa at the high school level. .8:36 on the clock. Massapequa looking for a lengthy drive that culminates in points. Highway opens up for Hopwood. As he rides the zipper for a gain of 7. Or, excuse me, just 4 on the play. Look pretty good from up here. As that clock continues to tick, tick, tick away for Farmingdale. In a game at the youth level that is so dominated by the run, each first down, especially in the second half, feels so significant in an effort to drain that clock and hold on to a lead. Met in the hole that time is Wieserick by Cloping. Able to corral him. And will be a 3rd and short. Excuse me, it was Jack Devlin on the run that time. Wieserick checks into the game now. 3rd and approximately 4 yards. Massapequa taking their time as this clock quickly approaches 7 minutes to go. And stymied immediately was Wieserick. Shooting into the backfield for Farmingdale is Aiden Frost on a cold day. Frost spreads. And Massapequa will have to convert on 4th and about 3.5. Closer to 4. With 6.5 to go in the quarter. Farmingdale will likely have to start using timeouts with another first down or 2 for the Mustangs. Racing wide side, picking up a first down and much more. It's Colin Nolan on his first carry of the ball game all the way down to the 20. The right side of that Massapequa offensive line clearing away. What an effort for Massapequa by Jack Devlin and Kieran Wieserick. Blocking from those wingback spots and creating a big-time lane for Colin Nolan. It's a theme throughout this Massapequa program at all levels. Utter unselfishness. And everyone happy for one another's accomplishments. The clock moves under 6 minutes now. And this time they go back to Hopwood. Hopwood walloped after a couple on the run.
Hand up to number 22, Drew Hopwood. Tackled by number 72.
Aiden Frost there once again.
Aiden Frost.
So a 2nd and 9 for Massapequa. As after a brief breather, Colin Nolan will come back out. And Kieran Wieserick will get a break. 2nd and 9 from the 21. Less than 5 minutes left. Is it too little, too late for Farmingdale? They need a stop now. And a yard, maybe 2 this time for Nolan. As he was met in the middle by Alfred Dennis. And I love this strategy for Massapequa. You know, you beat him up with Wieserick and Hopwood the whole game, and you bring the speed back in Nolan. Change the pace a little. A bit smaller, a bit more explosive. Just a different look late in the ballgame for a tired, cold defense. Very challenging. And a 3rd and 8 that will define the trajectory of the rest of this game. 4 minutes to go. And a race to the left side and a cutback for Nolan. 1st down yardage. Put a beautiful move that time on the Farmingdale defense. Putting it back inside. 1st down yardage, and you got to figure Farmingdale is going to have to start using their timeouts. So Nolan was there. Hard plant. Leaves the defender in the dust. And late in this game, Colin Nolan, a change of tempo, a change of tenor. As Massapequa has a 1st and 10 from the 11. So that's significant. Not a 1st and goal. They can pick up a 1st down at the 1. They get it back to Hopwood. Hopwood ragdolled right up the middle by Gabriel Cepeda. And Farmingdale will start using those timeouts. They take their first. We'll take one as well. 3:18 to go. Massapequa up by 5, trying to hold on in this 11U championship affair.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
So 1st and 10 at the 11, or excuse me, no, 1st and 10 at the 11 for Massapequa. Or excuse me, 2nd and 8 with the 1st down marker at the 1. 3:18 to go. Wieserick on the give up the middle.
And with the Drew Hopper, number 22 up the middle.
Excuse me, it was Drew Hopwood that time.
22, Logan Taylor.
As he's stymied by Logan Tyler. And Farmingdale will take another timeout. We will, as well, as a 3rd down coming up for the Mustangs. That will determine if the Hawks have a chance. 3:10 to go. Game on the line when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Setauket. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Give left side. Rumbling down to the 1. And in for a touchdown. Number 3, Colin Nolan. Did not get a carry the whole game. 3 of them on this drive, or 4 rather. 3 of them of the game-changing variety. A third down run for 30 yards. A first down run on 3rd and medium. And then a touchdown on another 3rd down. Game-changing speed for Colin Nolan. And the Mustangs have just about wrapped this one up by 11. So they will attempt a conversion here to buoy the lead. Knifing in, pushing forward, falling into the end zone is Nolan. Was he in? Wow, they say short. Nolan right on the precipice. About as close of a call as you can have. Officials say he was out. Likely will not make a difference as Farmingdale needs to find 3 scores to win, 2 to take the lead. So 2 to win. But in only 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And a reminder, if you want an individual highlight video, I assume the Nolan family will, after seeing that, to relive your athlete season, his or her best plays of the year, including editing, effects, and music. All you have to do is contact Varsity Media today to save $10, and you can do that by emailing jeff@varsitymedia.net. And you save 10% doing that today. And he's a very pleasant guy, so you'll get a sunny email back. 3:05 to go. Farmingdale will have to score quickly to be fair, they are coming off a drive that was 1 play, 92 yards, approximately 9 seconds. It's so fascinating watching the Massapequa sideline. They're not celebrating, they're teaching. Jack Devlin getting blocking instructions as he's on the sideline. It never stops. And that's a theme throughout all the great football communities in Nassau County, whether it's a Massapequa, a Garden City, a Farmingdale, a Plain Edge, an East Rockaway. Short kick, bobbled and recovered for Farmingdale by Alfred Dennis. So Farmingdale will take over on the 45, or on the 46. With just over 3 minutes to go in the ballgame. Reminder, this is not the end of the day if you're a Massapequa fan or a Farmingdale fan. Massapequa playing Lynbrook in the 12 and under game up next. And then our final game of the day, East Islip against Farmingdale. That's at 5:15, approximately. Loose start times here. As you can tell, we've already surpassed the intended 3:30 start time. That next game will likely start around 4. Is another fumble for Farmingdale. A theme on the day, they cover it up as the clock continues to tick. Farmingdale just 1 timeout remaining. Massapequa playing a little further off the line of scrimmage than they did on that long run from Locke. Two and a half to go. Farmingdale has to operate quickly. They give to Locke here. Locke met in the hole, and he attempts to take the entire Massapequa defense for a ride. What can't this guy do? Might not come out of the right end of this matchup, but I don't know. Legendary Farmingdale head coach Buddy Krummenacher, he has to want to hold on for another 5 or 6 years to get this kid on his team. As with 2:10 left, Farmingdale calls for time. We will as well, as the Hawks trail by 11, looking for a miracle with 2:15 to go when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
That's complete. First down and more. Touchdown, Oceanside.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
3rd and 8 from the 48, and shaking tacklers is Braden Clogacy inside the 25. What a clutch run, 3rd and 8. But the Hawks still have to go fast as the clock stops momentarily as the ball gets reset on the first down. Now ticking down from 2:03. Quick snap for the Hawks. Fake to Clogacy, given to Locke. Locke battling left side. Close to first down yardage. They are out of timeouts. Pedal to the metal for Farmingdale. 1:40 left. And now a TO is called by Massapequa. So Massapequa chooses to stop the clock. They set the preference of setting their defense over letting more time come off. We'll keep it right here as Farmingdale has driven the ball down the field with the combination of Henry Locke and Braden Clogacy. Little lightning and thunder for this Hawks offense. And for Massapequa, you got to strike a balance, because when they put more men around the line, you saw Locke just break through and then he was gone. But you don't have enough people on the line. Locke can break 2, 3, 4 tackles on a play. So it's a very tricky balance. In the red zone, I think they will lean towards bringing defenders up and live with the risks again, even if Massapequa even if Farmingdale scores. The closest they can get it is to 19-16 with a 2-point conversion. And so they will need to recover an onside kick regardless, as Massapequa can simply kneel the ball and run this clock out with Farmingdale bereft of timeouts. So they were measuring just to check if that was indeed a first down. It wasn't, so 2nd and a little over 2. A little over 1, I should say. Probably 1.5 yards. Locke is getting the call in. Some final instructions from his coaching staff. 1:41 on the clock, 11-point game. Ball on the 12. Clogacy dragged down from behind and spun to the turf by Will Harding. So a clutch stop, not only in that it denies a touchdown, but that much more time comes off the clock. Gotta figure Locke will touch the football here. And it is to Locke. Left side, Locke knifing through the defense inside the 10 for Farmingdale. But time is not the friend of the Hawks. As the clock stops for the moment, gotta think they'll spike it here. If not, have a play to run right away. They do. Give it to Locke. Locke cutting it in. Locke rolling forward. Tag just outside the 5, and time has been the story of this game for Farmingdale, as they weren't able to get the touchdown in the closing seconds of the first half, and now here in the second, even if they do score, and even if they recover an onside kick, likely will not have enough time to pay it off with a potential game-winning touchdown. Only time will tell. Clogacy trying to get to the edge. Stiff arm, another one. And now he's chopped down in heavy traffic by Kieran Wieserick. Farmingdale is going to run out of time as the seconds tick down. Maybe they'll get off one more play. They'll spike the ball, make it 2, but it won't matter as they're down by 11 and 4 seconds are left. The result is inevitable. A valiant comeback attempt will fall short. Brilliant individual efforts across the board for Farmingdale, but that final drive for the Mustangs, paced by Colin Nolan, will ultimately be the difference here at Mitchell Field. Last play of this one. Fake to Clogasy. First pass of the game for Farmingdale to the back of the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the Hawks. What a way to end it. Logan Tyler on the catch, and a brilliant throw from Dylan DeBlasi. But Massapequa is your champions. A 19-14 victory in the Nassau County Youth Football 11 and under title game. Took everything they had to keep Will Locke and company in check. But the speedy trio in the backfield, Colin Nolan, Drew Hopwood, Kieran Wieserick, just too much for Farmingdale to contain. And we got to mention one final time, the line that cleared the way of Michael Christoforidis, Tyler Sten, Colin Temme, Jake Spina, Michael Kornhaber, and of course, Will Harding at tight end. And then defensively, some big plays down the stretch from Ryan Malone, Cantillo, Dom Tassone, Michael Kornhaber, Mateo Kuffner. Really everyone on both sides of the ball for Massapequa really stepping up. So 2 titles in 4 tries for the Mustangs. They will get another attempt in the 12 and under game. That's coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network, as is the 13 and under game. But for now, for my producer Chris Sweeney, for our entire fantastic crew bearing the elements to bring you this action, I am Gavin Shull signing off from Mitchell Field.